There's been some more information come to light about the BYD Atto 3 in Australia. You should all have received an email regarding the fact that the Atto 3 is now in production. If you haven't, and you've ordered one, then you need to contact EV Direct, I think, and see what's happening. But for those that have ordered, they should have already received that email. So that's the first bit of news. It's looking like around May, June, they should have got some test drive vehicles, which will be the right-hand drive versions that they will be hopefully sending around the country. So over here in Perth, hopefully I'll get one over here that I can go out and take a test drive on. EV Direct have also said that they're hoping to get 6 more models over the next 24 months into Australia. Don't know what the first one of those is going to be. It may be the BYD Dolphin or EA1 or whatever they're calling it. I think they're trying to call it the Dolphin here. And then early next year, possibly a ute or pickup for you Americans. That would certainly be quite a popular vehicle. I think having a mid-sized SUV, a small car and a ute covers quite a few of the requirements of Australia. I think the next one will be a standard size saloon. At the moment, there is no ANCAP rating for the Atto 3 in Australia, but BYD and EV Direct have said they're committed to getting a safety rating, and details of this will be released when testing has been completed. They are hoping around May 2022. Unfortunately, at the moment, New Zealanders will have to miss out because their EV Direct are unable to supply BYD cars into New Zealand at this point in time, but they do hope to announce something in the coming months. So you Kiwis, keep your fingers crossed. The climate control appears to be single zone climate control, both for cooling and heating. The 360-degree camera is included. So that's where you get a picture on the screen of the whole car looking down from the top. So that's quite a useful thing to have. There is an app, a BYD app. Further details are going to be provided, but some of the features scheduled for inclusion are lock and unlock your car, identify your car, which means flash the lights or honk the horn. So if you get stuck in a car park and you think, where did I leave my car? Then you can get it to honk or flash and you'll be able to find it. It also is supposed to be having charging live status. So you can look at the app and go, oh, my car is 80% charged. Basically, if anybody's had a Tesla, then you can do that as well. You can also get notification via SMS or a pop-up to say charging is complete, which is another useful thing. You can also schedule the charging and include a charge limit. So this is really quite a lot like a Tesla. At the moment, we've got the white, the silver grey and the blue. There are going to be additional paint colours made available in the future with future releases of the Atto 3, but there's no data on what those colours are going to be, but as they become available, they will no doubt be advertised on the website. At the moment, there's only the one interior trim option and one alloy wheel option, but if alternative A lot of people have been concerned about Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also something that the BYD comes with, which is called Dialink software. So the current Atto 3 specifications include the digital audio band radio, Bluetooth phone connectivity and audio streaming. The wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and Dialink software are going to be added as over-the-air updates. So it's going to have over-the-air updates, which is really quite a good piece of news. The Dialink is expected July 2022, so that's basically when our cars are likely to be delivered. And Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are scheduled to be added as an over-the-air update in September 2022. So that's 3 months, maybe 4 months after you've taken delivery in July. That will be quite useful. There's no towing capacity as yet advertised. They will release further details as that becomes available. They're testing the capacity to tow at the moment. EV Direct do not offer tow bars or tow packs as an accessory, but if they're able to provide it, then they will notify people. It's got regenerative braking, and there are 2 settings, high and low, but it will not include one pedal driving. So for those of you who've already driven an EV such as a Tesla, you can set it to be one pedal driving. So you take the foot off the accelerator and the car slows down and stops and goes into hold mode. So it will neither roll forwards nor backwards. So unfortunately, that's not available on the Atto 3, but that's only a minor thing. Heated or cooled seats are not included. Auto headlights are. Auto park is not available in this model. Oh well. The vehicle weight for the standard range is 1,680 kilograms. For the extended range, 1,750 kilograms, which is about on a par with most other cars with a 50 or 60 kilowatt hour battery in them. It does have blind spot monitoring, which is quite good. The digital display is the 12.8 inch intelligent rotating screen. So that's in the center and it will just turn around with the press of a button. And you've got a 5-inch digital instrument panel. So that will be your speed and so on right in front of you by the steering wheel. A lot of people have been asking about AC charging. It has a 7 kilowatt onboard charger. So the maximum AC charging capacity is 7 kilowatts. The Atto 3 will come with a 4.5 meter 10 amp charging cable, which you can plug in to your standard socket that you'd plug your kettle into, and a 4.5 meter cable. 10 amps means 2.4 kilowatts per hour. It probably won't get that because a lot of these are a bit on the safe side, so you might get 2 kilowatts. But even so, overnight, you come home and plug it in, you'll be able to add at least 20 kilowatts, if not more, into the battery. So the long range one, that adds over 30 to 35% of the capacity, which will be good for 120, 125 kilometers. So you can add that overnight. No worries. The DC charging is 80 kilowatt onboard inverter. So it says fast charge to 100% in 45 minutes, but it doesn't say at what starting level. I'm assuming 20%. So 20 to 100 in 45 minutes isn't too bad. The AC charging is your typical Type 2 plug, which is also known as a Menakes Type 2. And the DC charging is the CCS Type 2. Now, you won't need a cable for that because all fast chargers come with their own cable attached. Some AC chargers that are out and about, you need to have a Type 2 to Type 2 cable. You can get these from a variety of places, but just make sure that you get a long one. I like about a 7-meter one because that gives you the option of, if the charging bay is blocked, which does happen, I'm afraid, and you have to park one bay down, you can still reach the charging port to your car. The architecture on the Atto 3 is 400 volt architecture, and it's a maximum of 478 volts. The good thing is it does have V2L, or vehicle to load, capability, and the plug should be included. So it's got a built-in DC to AC inverter and standard plug-in AC power outlets can be used. Now, I think in my original one I said you might be able to get 3,000 watts or 3 kilowatts. They've actually said that the power rating is 2,000 watts or 2 kilowatts plus. So let's take it at 2 kilowatts. So it says the output is max 10 amps. That's the output. So that would be about 2.4 kilowatts. But I think 2 kilowatts out is quite adequate. You can run quite a few things on that. Spare wheel? No, doesn't come with one, unfortunately. But the wheels are 18-inch alloys, sizes 215-55 R18s. Now, at the moment, they are coming with the Chinese Linglong brand. I think if you want to go out and get yourself some Continentals or Hancooks or Goodyears or Michelins, you're looking at anywhere from $225 to $310 a tyre. Depends upon special offers and so on, you know, pay for 3, get 4 type of deal. I think we need to wait and see what the Linglong brand's like. I'm not too sure. I've got no information on that myself. It does come with a heat pump. So for both heating and cooling, it's a heat pump, which is much more efficient than a air conditioner. The heating mostly is resistive heating. So it's like, you know, electrical bar heater, air's blowing over it, and the refrigerant cooling, that does eat through more juice. So having a heat pump does save a lot of battery power, and that means that you'll be able to drive further. I know in my Tesla, it's got resistive heating, and it's burning up quite a few kilowatts when I've got the heating on, and quite a few kilowatts when I've got the cooling on. So it does tend to make a fair bit of difference. It's got rain sensing wipers. No, it hasn't. There are no rain sensing wipers, so you've got to manually adjust those. The Atto 3 should not be flat towed, so you can't have an RV, you know, your Winnebago type of thing, and tow this thing behind on the road. It's got to be put onto a trailer. So I hope that that's been helpful on giving a little bit of an update on what we had before. And you can always have a look at the evdirect.com.au, the website. They've got a brochure there on the Atto 3 that you can download that gives a lot of these figures. So I hope you found that helpful. Don't forget, please like and subscribe and make any comments down the bottom that you like. Thanks very much.